Hey guys, I hope quarantine's all going good for everyone. Here's my little lymphatic project right here. I could not find any big poster boards when I went out. I went to a few stores, but I wasn't gonna break my back to try to find a big poster board, so I just split mine into two. Right here is my little lymphatic flow guide that shows right here where all of the lymph chains are. I put right over here on the other side, on this side right here, I put it's drained by the right lymphatic duct. And then on this side right here, I just put it that this side over here is drained by the thoracic duct. And then I'm gonna come right over here, and this is where I just did the pictures and then pulled them up and wrote underneath them. So for head and neck, this is a picture of all of the lymphs in here. And I said, head and neck lymph vessels drain into the deep cervical nodes directly or indirectly. There's the superficial lymph nodes. They drain is collected lymph from the face, scalp, and neck. They continue to drain into the superficial ring. And then the occipital, mastoid, and parotoid. Occipital is for the scalp, and the mastoid is the neck, the ear, the back, and the EAM. And then there's the facial, which is your the maxillary and your mandibular. And then your cervical lymph nodes and your superficial. For the breast right here, there is a picture of the lymphs in the breast, your supraclavicle lymph nodes, your lymph nodes near the ribs and the sternum, and your auxiliary lymph nodes. The flow is the duct and lobe complexes. It drains into the lymph chains. And your auxiliary lymph nodes, there's three sections. Level 1 is the first saturn drainage. It's caudal and lateral of the pectoralis minor. Your level 2 is the muscle. Level 3 is your intravicular. The deepest is your, I don't know how to say this one, your ipsilateral, I think. And the most common is your sentinel nodes. Your internal mammary lymph is your inner quad is at higher risk. And your supraclavicular, the drainage is the internal mammary and the auxiliary, but centrally located the breast and tumors. I have your lat node goes to your upper limb, and your pectoral goes to your breast. Your sentinel node over here, there's no auxiliary nodes. It's used with radioactive tracers, and it follows the flow and removed unless 3 or more are found. For a lumpectomy, they use blue dye. The blue dye shows that it is a sentinel node. Down here is a picture of the female pelvis, where your pelvic nodes, your lymph nodes in the groin, and your cervix. Your ovaries, uterine tubes, fundus of the uterus, and common iliac drains into the lumbar lymph group. Your descending colon, sigmoid, rectum, and pararectal nodes drain into the IM lymph. Your bladder, uterine, anal canal, vagina, and cervix drain into the internal iliac. And then your supraumbilical inguinal, your gluteus, your lower limbs, your supralateral uterus, clitoris, and your perianal glands. And then you have your deep inguinal, which is your superficial inguinal lymph, and then your clitoris, and then the rectum, the interior inguinal drain, goes to your sacral lymph nodes, and then your obturator, I'm not sure if that's how that's said, and then goes to your internal iliac. So I'm gonna hop right over here to your lung, and this is just a picture of your lung. There's the trachea, your upper mediastinal and lymph nodes, your hilar lymph nodes, lung, lower mediastinal lymph nodes, subcardial mediastinal lymph nodes, your bronchus, your bronchial lymph nodes, and your supraclavicle lymph nodes, which is right up here by your collarbone. For this, they drains into the node at the bifurcation of the larger bronchi. Your tracheobronchial then drains into the bronchiomediastinal lymph trunk, directly drains into the internal jugular subclavial veins, and then the drainage may continue right into the right lymph duct or the thoracic duct on the left side. Your IHMS is directly spread, and then it goes into your intrapulmonary, then your hilar, and then your mediastinal, and then your supraclavicular. I'm probably messing up a lot of these words, and I'm really sorry. I don't know really exactly how to say them. The best I could do is is to sound them out. For this, here is your right colon. It follows the superior mesenteric vessels and then goes to your ilicolic, and then your right colic nodes, and then your left colon follows the inferior mesenteric vessels to your regional nodes, and then to your mid colic, your IM, and your left colic. Your sigmoid regions, the IMS, your suprarectal, so your superior rectal, your sigmoid node, and your sigmoidal mesenteric vessels. Your upper rectum goes to your superior rectal to the IM. Your middle and lower rectum drain into the middle rectal vessels, which are like your internal iliac nodes. Your lower rectal can drain into the inguinal nodes, and your transverse colon is your pericolic and your middle colic. Your anus is your perirectal, your superficial inguinal, your internal iliac, femoral, lateral, sacral, and then your rectum is your pericardial, sigmoid, mesenteric, and then your bladder is your internal, external iliac nodes. And lastly, for testicular, here's a picture of the testes and just kind of what's going on in there. And for that, the flow, the ileum to the testes, your spermatic cord to the inguinal ring, they drain into the retroperitoneal lymph nodes. Then those drain into the left renal ileum to the periclavicle lymph nodes. They cross to the right side from the retropers, and then lumbar nodes travels through the thoracic duct to the lymphs and the mediastinum and the supraclavicular auxiliary lymph nodes. The right and left drain differently, and then you have the seminoa. They're orderly spread. The lymph nodes to the retro to the drainage lymph and the mediastinum. The periartic goes to the left and the right to your sedinastal, sternoclavicular, and then to your sternoclavicular. Then you also, for this one, you have your classic, your anaplastic, and your spermocygmatic, I think. And then your non-seminoa, it metastasizes and it goes to your lungs and the liver, and it's various involvement. For prostate cancer spread, it goes from the perioprostatic to your arteriary lymph nodes, your internal iliac, your ex-iliac, your common iliac, your presinac, and your presacral. So there is that, and that is the end of my lymphatic project.